Hi, all my friends. So I hope that motorcyclist car thing was clear enough for you. I'll have to double check it, but um, I'm getting all kinds of comments. People just don't know the law. In California, you have to watch out for motorcyclists. You have to. They have a right to go right by you and share your lane. So you have to be careful. You know, you can't block them because even cops on motorcycles, you got to move over, let the cop go by. Same thing with the motorcyclist, because of the fact that their motors are rev up higher and get hotter if they have to idle for too long. It will heat up their motorcycle, so they have to be able to keep going, or something like that. Anyway, so that's our laws, and a lot of people in California don't know the laws because they're immigrants or they're from other countries, and they just don't know, even other states, because we don't have the same laws in each state. So you've got to know your state's laws before you start driving on the highways. Right? Anyway, okay, before we start Isaiah, I just want to say real quick about uh, loving your neighbor, okay? When Jesus tells us to, feed the hungry, take care of the poor, take care of the widow, take care of the people in prisons, go see the sick, okay? You literally, you can do those things, and that's very nice to volunteer your time or to give to, certain donations for certain organizations that feed and house people all over the world. But also he's talking more spiritually here as well. Those people, for example, that are imprisoned may not actually be in a prison, because if you go to a prison, you have to first you have to get permission. There's a guard. It's dangerous, that kind of thing, and it's not the easiest thing to do. If you're a relative of somebody, then it's easier, but you still have to get permission. You still have to go through fingerprinting. You still have to go through a degrading search, and it's different than it was when the Lord was here on earth. It's not as easy, but he's not just talking about that. He's talking about people who may even be imprisoned in their own body, due to illness or sickness or various things that they may have, depression, OCD, schizophrenia, mental illness, okay? And also he's talking about people who are just sick and have different phobias, that they can't leave the house, or that sort of thing, and they need spiritual uplifting. They may have a cancer or something that is devouring their body, but their spirit needs comfort and uplifting, because we are body and spirit. And so we need our morale uplifted. Our spirits need feeding and need watering. And we need to hear God's truth. So watering is God's truth. So sometimes people need to hear, you read from the Bible to them. And they need that type of love, okay, that you're concerned for their soul. And because people are starving for that. They're so self-absorbed, right? They're so into themselves that they're not thinking of other people. Or you're thinking so much that, you've lost contact with your own body, and so you need to take care of your body. And so we who are discerning people and who care, who are loving and trying to learn to love like I am even more, need to think about those things for other people that maybe others don't think about, such as caring for the person's soul too. Because Jesus said, I was hungry and I was sick and you didn't come to feed me or clothe me or help me. I was in prison, you didn't visit me. And the disciples are saying, but when were you this way? And he said, out of all of these people that these meek people that you see, if you don't do it to the least of these, then you haven't done it to me. If you have fed this meek person, you have taken care of them, then you have taken care of me. It's basically what he's trying to say. So I just wanted to share that with you, to help you in your own walk, with the Lord, and that may be another way that you can be of service to people. Okay, so like with me reading God's word to you, that's also being a service to you all. Okay, and it's my pleasure to do so. So it's my love to you to do it, that and to sing a song and hopefully not sing too far out of key, like with my last song. Hope you forgive me. Anyway, okay. Chapter 39. Oh boy, this is a hard one. has-baladan, sent to visit Hezekiah, hath noticed his treasures. Isaiah foretells Babylon's captivity. At the time, Merida, Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he heard that he had been sick and was recovered. And Hezekiah was glad of them, and showed them the house of the precious things of silver and gold, and spices and precious ornament, and all of the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house nor in all his dominion that Hezekiah showed them not. So, all his accumulation, he just, was showing people. Then came Isaiah the prophet unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him, what said these men, and from whence have they come unto thee? And Hezekiah said, they are come from a far country unto me, even from Babylon. And then he said, what have thou seen in thy house? And Hezekiah answered, all that is mine house have they seen. There's nothing among my treasures that I have not shown them. Then said Isaiah to Hezekiah, hear the words of the Lord of hosts. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store until this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, saith the Lord. And thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, they shall be taken away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. Then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, good is the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken. He said, moreover, for there shall be a peace and truth in my days. Chapter 40. God sends comfort to his people, preaching of John the Baptist, omnipotence of God, and none like him. He giveth power to the faint. So even in Isaiah, John the Baptist is foretold. Okay, so the Jewish nation needs to read the Bible themselves, I believe. Okay, comfort ye, my people, saith God. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, that she had received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight the desert a highway for our God. And he would yell this out, John the Baptist. Every valley shall be exalted, every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. And the voice said, Cry, and he said, What should I cry? And all flesh is grass, and all the goodness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass wherein the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass wherein the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain of Jerusalem, and bringeth good tidings. Lift up the voice with strength, lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, Behold your God. Behold, the Lord God will come with a strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arms, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. Who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and melted out heaven with a span, and comprehend the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance? Who hath directed the Spirit of the Lord or being his counselor, hath taught him? With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding? Behold, the nations are as a drop of bucket, are counted as the small dust of balance. Behold, he taketh up the isle as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. To whom then will ye liken God, or what likeness will ye compare unto him? The workman melteth a graven image, and the goldsmith spreadeth it over the gold, and cast silver change. He is so impoverished that he hath no obligation, chosen a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Has it not been told to you in the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, and stretched out the heavens as a curtain, and spreaded them out as a tent to dwell in. That bringeth the prince to nothing. He maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, he shall not be planted. Yea, he shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth, and shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. To whom then will ye liken me, or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things, and bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by name, by the greatness of his might, for he is strong in power, and not one faileth. Why saith ye, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my God? Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard? Everlasting God, Lord, creator of the ends of the earth, faint not, neither cry or is weary, neither is there no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increased strength. Even in the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Okay, that's a very famous line. So I hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.